Streaming live across the globe to nerds around the nation. Everything Noob starts now.
Hello, welcome to the Everything Noob podcast, our 18th episode. I am Vortak. I am joined by Jemmy.
Hey.
Boombody.
Hello.
And Lido.
Howdy.
Howdy. So, tonight is all about PlayStation 4 because we honestly just can't escape it. No matter where we go, no matter what we do, it's surrounding us.
I have successfully escaped it.
It's a dark stormy cloud
Achievement
over
unlocked.
all
Achievement
skies.
Achievement get. Get away from it. Got it.
What did you, log off the internet for a week?
No. I just know how to not be...
Sucked
Not
into
to
it.
have
Nothing
things.
about it. It trickled on you at least a little.
Oh, no, I went and sought it out originally. And then I
Suck
said,
on
no! And I have avoided it and successfully avoided it since.
Some got on me.
Oh, no!
Well, regardless of whether you watch the press conference or not, I think it's safe to say that Xbox will be having one now.
No, yeah, most definitely.
Sure, with the Xbox 720.
Yeah, they were in that gridlock
feel
for a
like-
while.
Theirs is going to be more impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is a podcast
Just
full
my
of people who don't exactly favor PlayStation. But
No, I was kind of excited about that press conference, and I was really underwhelmed by the end of it. I was
I didn't catch it.
Oh, why didn't you just do all this at E3?
Yeah.
Because they can't control every moment of your time if it's E3.
Well, yeah, but
It's all
it
marketing.
wasn't-
It's all marketing horse.
There wasn't enough there for me to have their own press conference.
Well,
Wow,
if Apple can do it, right?
I'm looking at an article here, and it basically says if you want to know how these specs stack up against what we know so far about the Xbox 720, clue is PS4 is more powerful.
I think computer-wise, I think the PlayStation 3 was more powerful than the Xbox.
Yeah.
They always go for supercomputer with the PlayStation consoles, which is cool, but they're not really doing much with it in terms of new stuff that makes me excited to get one. And
Yeah.
that's what's important. It's the new stuff. Why would I get this system? Aside from the fact that it's going to be able to play the new games, what am I getting out of a PlayStation 4 that a PlayStation 3 doesn't already do? And so far what they've showed us is a new controller. That's all they seem to want to show, is their shiny new
They're
controller.
keeping everything else pretty much a secret.
And a lot of the launch titles are going to be on PS3 as well.
That's even
And
dumber.
Xbox.
Which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, they had, I don't know, I can't remember if any of them were exclusive, but I was like, well, then, why should I run out and buy this? I'll wait.
Well, one of
if
the
anything.
things that people are happy about is it says a PS4 will not require an internet connection to play games. It also says that PS4 will not block used games.
Used games. It's not backwards compatible, though, which is a huge, huge, huge strike against them in my book.
Well,
But
they
they
do
want
say,
you to...
You can stream your old games, though, on it.
yeah, they do say that you can actually from PS1 all the way through PS3, they will have a emulator service or whatever, server-side emulation to stream your games.
I'm willing to bet that they're going to charge for that, because that's the whole point.
Oh,
Why?
most definitely.
Any other console in the past has been able to play the discs of the old generations of consoles. So the technology's there, they're just not doing it. And that's
Right.
the same problem I had with PS3. You can play PS1 games on it because a PS1 now is like a chip this big, so they just stuck it in there. But the old ones played the PS2 games, they stopped manufacturing them because what I was told is they're too expensive. So they started manufacturing the PS3s without the PlayStation 2 inside them. And now you can play PS1 games and PS3 games on a new PS3.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know, it's all a big money grab with them now. I think they lost enough money on the PS3 that they're like, we need
Desperate.
we need to make up for that. Maybe, who knows, maybe this will lower the base price of the console?
That's the rumor, that it's supposed to be cheaper than the PS3.
The PS3 was really expensive when it first came out.
It was really. It's
64
still really
bit.
expensive.
You know they're coming out
Who
with a
wants-
new slim PS3, another slim PS3.
Wow.
Well, the problem is people are like, oh, it's the new thing. I'm going to go buy it. It's
I guess consumers are to blame for that because they're stupid enough to buy a slimmer PS3. Why would if that was the case? Like Drew was telling me, he's not here tonight, but he was telling me that his PS3 broke and he wants a new one because he likes PlayStation. And ironically enough, he's not here, but he likes PlayStation, and he said, "Well, I'll probably buy the new slim one because I don't have mine." My thought is, why wouldn't you buy the old slim one now that it's going to be cheaper than
right.
the new slim one?
See, the thing is, they started. Okay, I can understand. Okay, console comes out, right? PS3 comes out, sure. Years later, oh, we've gone ahead and revamped it, and now it's a slim. It's a new model. It works a little bit better, it cools off a little bit better. You know, the hardware is still virtually the same.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they just sleek it up a little bit, maybe bigger hard drives. So some sort of increase. And new style, not just let's come out with a new slim every so often. I can understand that. And like when my original the third time I bought a PS2, it was like after the second one broke, of course it was out for years and years, and we all burnt them into the ground because we played them so much. I was like, okay, it's time to get a new one. Oh, look, there's a slim. It's not much more, it's roughly the same cost. Let's go ahead and get a slim. And then you had the slim, and it made sense. But if you're just buying new consoles, I mean, really the question is, are consoles breaking that fast?
I think
And
they
if they are, why?
Because people are dumb enough to buy another one instead of hold the company responsible. Like, okay, so you have the Xbox, Red Ring of Death, and people flipped out. At first they were like, oh, this just happened to a few consoles. Then they were flooded. Like, it all happened around the same time. All the Xboxes died. And they had to do a recall. They had to be held responsible for their actions. So they made up for it. It took forever, but they made up for it. And then they released another slimmer Xbox. And people bought it for some reason. Even though Xbox... If you were an Xbox owner and you got your Red Ring fixed and everything, and then you went out and bought a slim Xbox, why would you do that? What does it have that the other ones do? It has built-in Wi-Fi. Big deal. You can get an adapter for your current Xbox. Why is there a need to buy several consoles within one generation of a console?
And like I was working at GameStop years back during the holiday season as an ASM, and there was this guy that came in, and I mean I kept up on everything pretty well console wise. You got to know your product to sell your product. Well, I get this guy comes in and is asking, if I have these, if I have this certain, that model of Xbox for like the Halo edition Xboxes that came out.
Yeah.
One of the times. Because apparently those had like Falcon processors or something. And I look into it, and yeah, they have some models have different hardware as far as Xboxes have, through the years.
That sucks.
It was like a Halo. It was like a Halo 2, Xbox, and it had this certain better processor in it or whatever. I'm like, it's a console. Your games are going to run the same. I don't understand how people are like, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and put this in there because it runs a little bit better, and it's like this special model. But they don't ever advertise it. It was just in there. I had to dig around the internet for a while to find out what he was talking about. I thought he was just trying to get me out of the store so he could steal it. Which is what I figured was going to happen. But no, and I went and checked, and we had one. He bought one. But, like, Xbox, the original Xbox, how many versions of the original Xbox were there?
Probably a good handful. I don't remember.
The
One?
original Xbox.
Oh, because you said Halo 2, so I was envisioning a Halo 2.
One.
Oh, there's a green one they released, though, wasn't there? Well, I don't
Did
think it was
they?
a special edition, but I remember a clear green one. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think that was just the case, though.
I think it was
just
yeah,
that was just
you're
the
right.
chassis.
They didn't make a
Or
big
that
to-do
was-
about it. Whatever.
No,
it was.
it wasn't like, oh, the new slim Xbox. There was the Xbox, and
Oh, they could have used a slim Xbox. That
They,
thing was
they,
a
they
beast.
could have. They could have, but it was a big friggin' brick. And the nice thing is, and I won't say I did. I'll say someone I know modded their Xbox, and you never heard about people modding their PS2s.
Yeah.
But
I know
you
of
know, you
those.
call all you had to do was like the first gen of modding was like you ordered the little chipset and you soldered them in and then you could do cool things, and then eventually it was just a little thing you just took the Xbox apart and plugged in a hard chip, no soldering required. That was really cool. I mean, not that it's cool to mod and violate terms and conditions, but it's cool that someone did it. You know what I'm saying, Xbox. I love you. But no, I mean it's all marketing, and I think, like I said, if they were to make a good product, if they were like, okay, next gen comes out, we'll call the PS4s and the 720s next gen, even though they're not.
What do you mean?
Next gen consoles.
PS4 is the next generation of PlayStation.
It is the next generation, but I mean the jumps in, for me, the jumps in what games were from, like, say, the PS1 to the PS2, that's next gen.
Oh, you're saying that there's not
much difference.
Yeah,
there's not going to be a huge difference. I mean, if you look at the stats on a PS4, that's like entry level gaming PC stats.
Yeah.
And now, a PC that's going to cost a little bit more. But guess what? You can upgrade a PC. You save up a couple $100 and get a new component for a PC. And I was talking to a friend of mine who just moved over from console to PC, and I was trying to say, hey, how much are your games? If you want to go find a game, you got to go down to the store and try to find it. Me, I go on Steam, it's there. I go on to GOG, it's there. I go into Origin, it's there. Even though I really don't want to go into Origin, but that's where I go pick up my copy. My copy, I never have to worry about finding a copy.
Yeah,
Never.
There's never sold out, or
they're never sold out. Though there have been some of the issues of like pre-orders being sold out of virtual games, which I find just hilarious. Though they don't seem to do that anymore. That's
self-imposed rarity, then.
Yeah, that's self-imposed rarity. But I mean, no, like if I want to go buy Witcher, right? You go find you a hard copy of Witcher in the store. See how many days it takes you. Me, I'm gonna go download it on Steam for $9, and it's still gonna be like $20 at the store. I guarantee you, it'd be like $15-20 at the store, $10 on Steam.
Yeah, they don't.
More, depending
They
on where
don't
you
change
find
the
it.
price.
or more if
It's
you go
collector's
to the store.
edition now.
yeah.
Well, I live it
It's
right now.
antiqued.
Right now, here's the phone. My favorite PC game of all time, Star Wars Rebellion. Okay, great, horrible GUI, but a really fun game. I've played many hours of it. I'm thinking about getting it. And I go and I look on Amazon, $60 for a PC game from 1995. Is it even going to run on my Windows 7 PC?
Probably not.
Maybe.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well,
You can pre-order the PS4 right now.
of course. Well, you brought up an interesting thing, though, about digital downloads just for Steam. That kind of sparked something else in my head. In terms of rarity and Nintendo, so I know Nintendo's a little bit off topic, but I'll get back here.
Nintendo, what's that?
What's Nintendo? Nintendo Wii, for example, started to offer the older games that cartridge that used to be on cartridge, so it could be fully backwards compatible. It obviously wasn't anywhere near all the titles, but it was some. And one of the games that I knew about for Super Nintendo was Super Mario RPG. Now, this game was worth like $50 to $100 depending on its condition and packaging and all that stuff. So it's becoming a rare game. It's still a rare find, but what they did is they allowed you to download it from their marketplace now. You can buy it for probably, 2,000 points or something stupid, or 1,000 or 800. I don't know what their point limit is, but you can buy the game now and play it in nice, crystal clear. It's not really HD, but it's a lot clearer, and it's the full version. And that just killed the rarity, in my opinion. And PlayStation's going to do that's like the trend now. I thought when I started collecting games, I always thought, you know what, this is like collecting comic books, but for my generation. Instead of I know comic books are still collectible, but Before video games, it was all about the comic books. Now,
Comic books and trading cards.
yeah, and
You know
now
what?
it's
No, I'm happy about this because that means geeky guys who are gamer basement guys, like they have less shit they've hoarded.
No, that means we get to switch over to hoard other things.
Well, if it's
Like,
a digital hoarded, I'm more happy with that.
As a basement gamer that sits in front of my desk all day.
Like Nintendo, they used to have the gold cartridges that were like a
Sure,
collector's
like
item.
The Legend of Zelda Gold,
Yeah.
the Majora's Mask, or even the Super Nintendo Gold ones. See, the thing is, right? You go to like these vintage PC stores, or even look online. Like Nintendo 64 and Super Nintendo and Sega, well, not Sega so much, but any of the Nintendo consoles that were cartridge based, you're still going to spend $60-$80 on a game.
yeah.
They don't appreciate.
The cartridges, I guess, don't. It's just kind
Cartridges
of.
don't appreciate.
I like the idea of owning a rare game that only you can play unless someone downloads it as an emulator. But I like the idea of owning that like piece of console or gaming history. And now it's like, oh well, I can just download that. I don't care if I have the cartridge.
Well, see, the thing is, I would think that instead of, I would have thought that I would have thought it would have been Nintendo that would have stayed true to the to the cartridge.
Me too.
Because think about it now, they could be making games on small SSDs as cartridges.
That's very true. And
The thing is, it's very easy to transfer ownership of a cartridge.
And that's
Really?
another big thing.
oh,
Yeah.
you can just give it to
Any
them?
hard copy, any
Give
hard
it over.
copy game.
You can give it over to a friend, and they can use it on their system.
Well, same with the
well, you can
disc.
do that
Same
with
with
the
the
disc.
disc, though.
Same
That,
with-
that
yeah,
only
but-
affects that's really only affecting the digital distribution.
yeah.
I guess I'm still just irked though. Getting back to PlayStation, I'm still mad that they went backwards instead of forwards and said no backwards compatibility. You know, you need to use our emulator and either rebuy or download your game again.
I
Yeah,
think
as
it
if I
was
need another
disappointing that
thing to download on
didn't-
my PlayStation.
They didn't at least put in like PS3 compatibility.
That's
At least.
yeah, something. Like,
Yeah, at
for the
least
love of
PS3
God.
because
Because
there's
I
a
mean,
lot
they're
of
still
good
releasing
games.
PS3 games after
Yeah.
the PS4 launch. There's a couple of PS3 exclusive titles. There's like one or two that I want to play, and I'm just not motivated to buy them because it's like it's PS3 exclusive, and I don't like to touch my PS3. So
Because
it's
you
like
have
a
to
hardcore
spend 2
gamer
days
has to
updating
have
it.
10 consoles in their house to play
I'm
all
a
the
hardcore
games.
gamer. I have one PC Master Race.
Yeah, that's right.
not biased, are we?
A little bit. I mean, and the things I was a hardcore PlayStation, and then I was hardcore Xbox, and I was hardcore Xbox 360. I never owned a PS3. And I'm not mad, and I've never played a PS3 exclusive game. Even when I worked for GameStop, I had the ability to get one, with a GameStop discount, and I could have got games cheap. It never. The only games that was specific was Final Fantasy, and then what was it?
There you got me.
Lost Odyssey.
No, yeah.
Lost Odyssey, which is made by most of the developers anyway, that branched off from the Final Fantasy team, made it. So I mean, I'm still getting I can still get those kind of games. I can get it on PC now. And it's just there's if you can let go of like Vortex, if you could let go of Halo and you went straight to PC, you wouldn't miss out on anything.
No, yeah, it's
But
Halo.
you can't let go of Halo because you're a Halo fanboy.
I'm not. I played Halo 4. I beat the campaign like in a couple days, it's really short. Then I played multiplayer. I think I'm less than level 20 in multiplayer. Now there's people that are over level 100, like the psychos. I like Halo, and sometimes when I'm in the mood, I like playing that game, but it's not something I think I'd miss the story, and the story's not even that good. But I think I would miss sitting down and playing through the campaign, and that I could do at a friend's house, which is why I'm really not itching to buy the new Xbox, the new PlayStation, especially now after what I know about the new PlayStation and how it is.
I mean,
Well, one of
because
the things
Go ahead.
I was going to say one of the things they do promise is that the game titles will not exceed their normal $60 full retail release price.
Sure,
For
unless it's
like-
special.
In other words,
A couple
in other
of
words,
weeks.
well, it says their price ranges from free to play to $60. They're not going to, according to Jack Trenton, who's the chief executive.
Every game
Basically,
system, it goes up $10. So maybe not the first year, but the year after that, it's going to be pushing
They'll
$70
creep it up
a
somehow.
game.
They'll creep up $5 because the thing is it's they can just tweet, and it's all marketing, it's all making money. I don't see PC games getting above 60
I don't
until
remember the last time I paid that much for a PC game.
I did on some things on
How about Black
Borderlands.
Borderlands might have been the last time.
Borderlands was $60.
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause you
Well,
bought it
I didn't because
at
I bought a
release.
4-pack, and we ended up giving a couple copies away.
Oh, okay.
But no, even that you're not paying full price because you're able to knock off get a whole game free. The thing is you have to you really need to figure out is what you're willing to pay. If you're willing to pay, if you're going to buy the new game every time it comes out, because I mean, literally, you buy the new game, even if you buy it used, it's only $15 cheaper for the first few weeks.
No,
unless it's
that's a
complete-
big discount. It's usually like $5
Well,
for
yeah,
like
big
6 months to a year.
Well, AAA titles like anything like Fable, any of the big games that come out, they're gonna knock off $5. If it's a turd burger, if it's a sprinkled turd, it'll be like $10-15.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only discount you're gonna get for a while. If you get them online, you're gonna get probably your 10-15% off. Pre-order if you pre-order, or you wait a few months and then it gets put on sale for 25% off.
Steam is sells all the
gets
time.
Or it gets put in a bundle. How much was the DMC bundle? The DMC bundle was what, $40, and it came with Devil May Cry 3 and 4, and DMC, the new
Yeah.
one that just came out. That was like $30 for 3 games, and a brand new, what would be argued a AAA title. It's definitely a good franchise, or a solid franchise. Some would say not even good, but I like it. I thought it was a good game. Played about 4 levels of it.
Well,
Definitely, it's a Devil May Cry platformer.
There's 2 big features about the PlayStation, getting off of games for a sec, that really are being criticized, like up and down, either praised or criticized. I think the community's kind of split on this. The first one is the social networking that they built into the console. That you can just push a button and it automatically like tells your friends what you're doing in real time and how it's going.
Isn't that called Twitter?
Well, yeah, it's like Twitter for PlayStation users.
Facebook.
Yeah, and
Steam does it too, right?
You'll be playing a game and you'll get a little pop-up that says, Vortak is, fighting the boss and whatever. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's
we
bad
just
enough- it's
beat
bad enough that
level
we-
6.
It's bad enough that we
Got
get
this
pop-ups.
achievement.
Yeah, it's bad enough that we get pop-ups every time someone goes and joins another game on
Yeah.
Steam. But
Someone logs into a game on Xbox and you get a pop-up and so-and-so's
Ah,
playing
the-
this game with you. No, they're not. Leave me alone.
no, I'm not for that.
So that's one that I think a lot of people will probably feel the same way about, actually. But the one that some people were like really excited about and people like me are really pissed about is the ability to stream from your console. Which is, you think, great, I don't need an HD PVR to stream my PlayStation games. However,
Where are you streaming it to?
you stream, not Twitch. Way to do your research.
Well,
Ustream. Like, who? I don't watch anything on Ustream.
I don't either.
Well,
Well,
it's
the
for
fact
gaming.
is, though,
Twitch is for
How
gaming.
How do you get there? Was it Ustream.com?
but Ustream probably
it.
signed a huge contract with them.
Oh,
But
I'm
the reason
sure.
I don't like the streaming straight from the console is they and Ustream kind of have control of everything. And so if they want to
3D
block a title, they can.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3.
Well, Twitch can do that, too.
There's 3 though.
That's kind of like what
Twitch
Wii
can't
Game was
block
doing.
a copy except for like on their end, like you can't play this game no more, or ban your account.
Well, yeah.
Which you're breaking the rules. Then you're not breaking the rules by playing like whatever AAA title that just said we don't want this game streamed, so they can't stream it, and so Sony blocks it.
Yeah. Well, that's the same thing with Twitch, but if you have to get caught first, that's the only difference. And then you get banned. Just like the people
I can't
playing.
think of any titles that said no besides like beta titles.
Yeah, War Z Beta said no, and people were doing it anyway, and they all got banned. So Twitch has the ability to, but I think Ustream just needed something to get themselves popular and fight Twitch and all the other popular streaming services out there.
This
So
is
they're
the
like,
way to
we'll
do
give
it."
you this big bag of money for exclusivity.
That's basically what they're doing.
Yeah,
And to be honest, though, it's not a bad thing, to be honest.
I think it's
It
terrible.
won't be permanent either. It's just like with the iPhone. You can only go through AT&T. Now you can go through freaking everybody.
Maybe.
Even Virgin Mobile has a
Depends on
iPhone
how
now.
many. Depends on how long they set the contract up for.
Right, exactly.
Well, true. The other question is maybe streaming on the PlayStation will suck anyway, maybe because you won't have a face cam. How are you going to monitor your chat? All those things kind of come into play. So perhaps no one will
Laptop.
use it anyway, and they'll use their HD
Well, I
PVR
mean, the same.
laptop.
I don't think that. I mean, because there's a lot of people that stream. Arguably, I think there are probably a lot more people that make shitty YouTube videos.
I don't know what this means, but it says something about the PS4i,
Would that be the camera?
which is a camera.
That'd be the camera.
Yeah, so that's their
Yeah.
motion stuff that just like the Move they built for the PlayStation 3 a while back, they're trying to incorporate into that console. That's why the controller has that light on it. It has all kinds of motion sensors in it because they're trying to make their motion controls stand out, which I think is silly.
Right.
Which they can't beat the wheat.
But I'm
That's
thinking they're regular cameras, so wouldn't you be able to use that to...
That sucker's got more gyros than a freaking space station in it.
There's no, I don't see the appeal to motion. I've never needed motion control on a PlayStation game. I've never got the Move. I played it in the store.
Hawks had it or whatever.
Yeah, there's flying games with it, but even then, it's like the
I mean,
motion
what is
controls
it with
weren't as
this?
good as Wii.
Everything's... like, everything now, the Windows 8 and everything is coming out with... Everything has got to be, like, touch screen. And now all the consoles have to have motion. It's like, what is up with this? Are we...
Because they're trying to gimmick. They're running out of gimmicks.
That's what it is. They're trying
They're
to
running
gimmick
out.
everything.
It's all marketing. It's all marketing. Like, I mean, it's what does the world run on? Money. Period.
Yeah.
If you're a company and you're not making money, you better be a charity.
They're trying to
Even
get away
then,
from the
you
mouse and the
probably should be
keyboard.
making money.
Even then, you should still be making money for whatever cause you're trying to make. And it's just it annoys me that they can't. I don't know. Like if Microsoft were to diverge and do all this touch stuff for general consumer, which is what it is, general consumer.
Yeah.
You know, your moms, your soccer moms, your teens that are just into networking and playing Angry Birds.
Yeah,
you know.
you and me, just regular old Joes.
I'm not regular old Joe. I use my PC.
Well, general consumers,
yeah.
being anyone can go in the store and buy one.
Yeah, your general moms, dads, you know, grandparents, you know, all these different people, you know, all these hipster bastards. I want all their touchscreen stuff. I don't see why they're not doing like Windows Touch, or you know, or having Windows, you know, whatever, if it's Windows 8, whatever.
Ooh.
But put it on Touch and iOS exclusive.
I bet you the Surface is going to have some kind of Xbox integrating thing.
Ew.
Yeah.
It's just it drives me mad that they can't make that separation, because there are so many people. I mean, gamers don't want. I don't know a single gamer or you know, internet entity that's like Windows 8. It's awesome because now I can use my touchscreen that I don't have.
Touchscreens
You know
are
what
way
I'm
too
saying?
expensive. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I think like the starter touchscreen, like all-inclusive touchscreen systems on like Tiger Direct are like $800-900 for the
Wow.
entry level ones. But
They're
they're
expensive.
all one PC. They're like the built-in like PC, the way Apple used to be, where it's just one your monitor. That's it.
Yeah, my nephew's got one of those.
I mean, they're cool. I mean, I don't know why I would want one, because I don't. But I mean, I guess it would be kind of cool to be able to, like, you know, do things on my monitor as well as my keyboard and mouse. But I do
Not for
good enough on my
games.
keyboard and mouse. No, not for games, but for general use, like browsing YouTube and But I mean, then like typing, you need a keyboard to type.
Yeah.
I mean, to type in on a little screen pad BS. No, thank you.
Sucks.
And I think hopefully that someone will go, hey, maybe we need to make that distinction and have different versions and let all those iOS people go do the iOS thing, and then people that make computer, because like businesses don't need Windows 8.
No,
No.
What are they going to... Oh, come on, really?
Windows 7 is very
really,
practical.
Graphic designers, and is that going to be helpful? Well, I guess it would be helpful for them, huh?
No,
No.
it's a very imprecise. If they graphic designers and people that do drafting and whatnot, they either have their little pad, their little they're like what are they called, the little bamboo pads,
Graphic tablets.
graphic tablets, or they use a trackball mouse, or they use a mouse. They don't use touchpads.
No, nobody uses a mouse. They have touch screens, but they cost thousands of dollars.
Right, they're
so
thousands of
precise.
dollars. Yeah, the expensive ones. Those people already have their equipment. They're already done.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for I mean, literally, like any kind of business. Okay, maybe for a store, for a POS, for a point of sale system.
Yeah.
Sure, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Really
touch-
helpful.
yeah,
but-
exactly.
But here's the thing: they've already got it. It's been around for years.
Yeah.
Restaurants have
It's nothing
their
new.
little
It's a
touchpad
trend.
POS. It's been around for years. Why are they trying to fix things that are already fixed?
Because it's just a
They're-
trend. Now you can have a
It's-
nice touchscreen in your pocket, That's
Oh, okay. No, for phones. Sure, touchscreen on phones. For consumer devices. Leave my PC alone.
Yeah.
I've had people sit there and argue with me, like hardcore people who don't play games. This is why I kind of won the argument. They said tablets are the future. They're laptops are laptops beat desktops because they're portable and they're just as powerful. Wrong.
No, they're not.
And no, this is like I've had two people now pose this argument, and then they said, and now tablets are next. If you need a keyboard, you can just attach a keyboard to it, and they're trying to sell me on a tablet. And I said, no, I'm a gamer, and there's no game on a tablet that's going to compare to the game I could play on my awesome desktop at home.
Right?
You know what? I think
Yeah.
tablets will replace a laptop, but they are
Sure.
not going to replace a desktop.
Sure. Tablet will replace the desktop eventually. And once again, it's gonna replace
laptop.
it for the people.
I think you mean laptop.
Well, no, it'll replace everything. A tablet will replace everything for the person
Portability.
whom it works best for.
Like-
Whom it works best for.
Yeah.
Like
if
TSA.
if I'm Joe Blow,
TSA
if I'm
at
Joe
the
Blow,
airport.
if I'm Joe Blow, and all I want to do is read things and browse, and I don't need to type up long emails, and I don't message people a lot, then yeah, I'm gonna get a tablet and use a tablet, because that's what they're made for. They're made for browsing. They're made for reading, books and magazines and articles and stuff. Now, if I'm doing work and I need to type a lot, am I gonna get one of those little crappy things that you set into and it has a keyboard? No, I'm gonna have me a laptop.
Yeah.
And if I'm gaming, I'm not gonna have those two. I'm gonna have my
Unless you
desktop,
wanna-
because I'm sorry, desktops are cheaper
Yeah.
than laptops
They're better.
for pound for pound. Like if you're gonna get the same stats for a PC and a desktop, the desktop's cheaper.
Yeah.
And generally, if you're going for PC specs, you can make a shuttle, and then it's a tiny little box that does everything, and you're still going to save money.
I think desktops are never going to go anywhere in terms of for gamers. For people who just use their computer to check on stuff and they don't really need computers at their job, I can see tablets being their be-all, end-all. But I guess this is all moot because the real thing here is like PlayStation and
Well, and Silent Killer makes a point. I was going to say until they give us the USB jack inside the back of on the back of our ear.
yeah.
Which when like version 3 comes out, I'll be all down for that. Version 1 and 2, I'll let other people fry.
Plugging
But-
you in, would that be personal?
No, you'd be able to plug yourself in. You'd be able to
No,
track yourself.
but I'm just saying, if someone else did that for you, would that be intimate?
It could be.
God.
I don't know why I took it there, but
It could be.
I had
No,
to.
but I mean, I'm not talking a big, friggin' spike that goes in the back of your head, like
Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah.
I'm talking a legitimate, like it would probably be like a USB by the time they make it, like USB 5 or some sort of like super SATA, plug. I'm all down for that. I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, wire my freaking brain up and let me turn it into more of a vegetable, please, because that's what I want anyway. But no, of course, then I could be playing like 8 games at once, and then hey, what about that? That'd be pretty awesome. No, I mean it's crazy because I mean even like now they've released the Tesla? NVIDIA released the Tesla recently. Their new entry level the Titan, the new entry level Tesla. They're made to be like part of supercomputers. After the segment coming up in the second segment, I'll find the stats and we'll talk about that because that's a topic in itself.
All right. Well, speaking of that, we should check on something new we're trying to do here on the show. We have a section on the everythingnoob.com website called Write Us. And you can write us whatever you want. You can tell us comments about the show, you can ask questions, and generally we want to start incorporating them in our show. So this is the first time we're doing this. We got some responses earlier when I went on Twitter and asked, what did the noobs think of the PlayStation 4? And we got some responses. Jemmy has those right now. And what?
Okay. Well, I was just going to get
into
them? It. No, I do have them. Jeez. Gosh.
Jemmy lost the responses, so just forget everything I said.
No, they're right here. They're right here. I don't have a page to flip because it's all digital. But Silent Killer says he's a bit iffy about the PlayStation 4. He's going to wait for more information to be released before he even thinks about it. Drew is going to buy it. But is he going to be out there holiday freezing night? Like when it releases? Absolutely not. He may even wait a few years.
This is Drew, our occasional co-host Drew, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know.
Occasional co-host Drew actually knows where the website is, which is fantastic. But and then he's also said he is very disappointed about the lack of backwards compatibility. That was like one of the big things for him. Then we have Lindsay, who is very much against the PS4, it felt like, with her comment. And she's all about not liking that controller. The touchpad, which we haven't even talked about.
That's right.
The share button, the light bar. She said it felt counterintuitive to going towards the future. And touchscreens are only really good when you scale them up and not when you scale them down. So she feels like it's going to be more room to fumble around and make gameplay more sloppy, like on a touchpad, basically.
Oh, yeah, like when you play games on an iPhone.
Mm-hmm. And then she is really against the share button because she's like, the last thing I need is more crap cluttering up my phone and Facebook. She's like, I need my games and my social network separate.
That's a really good point, too. Social networking is sticking its ugly face in everything, like Santa in October. And it's... How's that metaphor, by the way? I just thought of that.
Facebook's nothing but a bunch of ads now. Nobody makes real posts. It's just like, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that. Oh, I'm checking in on Foursquare.
Ooh. Foursquare. Who uses that?
Obviously, a lot of people.
I don't check in anywhere ever, by the way. I think that's super reckless to have a button that tells people exactly where you are at any moment.
It's actually very dangerous.
Scary.
A lot of people are targeted to get robbed.
Oh.
If you're a notorious person who checks in other places.
I know people who check in at home.
Because they can start scheduling when you're going to be away on a regular basis and when you usually come back.
Oh yeah. It's
dangerous.
Facebook invites people to rob you. Literally, they do. They give you all the personal information you need about the guy, if they're married, if they're single, who their friends are, what their interests are, maybe the kinds of stuff look at my new car, look at my gun collection, look at all this cool stuff I have laying around my house. And then, checking in here, checking in there. Okay, Starbucks is a few blocks down the street. Oh, you're checking in home. This is easy.
Now you just pinpoint where they are.
It's so dangerous.
Here's where I work, so you know my salary annually.
Oh my God. I'm an entry level blah 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 at this place. And, you idiot. Oh, I never check in anywhere. I don't take pictures
Home Alone
of my awesome
tonight.
stuff. Home Alone, yeah.
Tweeting Home Alone tonight. I don't have nothing to do.
Who wants to come over and
That's when you
rave?
just stay up with a gun.
Come over and rave? What? I'm just gonna start an impromptu rave. I think Skrillex is gonna show up.
Been there, done that. Been there, done that.
Dead mouse.
Make sure to bring your own
So-
beer.
So now, when the potential robber is sitting there at his home playing Gran Turismo 6, something's going to pop up that said you just checked in at home and you're having an impromptu rave, and he's going to put down the game and go rob your ass.
Yeah, I was gonna go around the place.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because Grand Theft Auto keeps crashing and he needs to steal.
It's like I gotta
Oh,
get
boy.
I gotta get my fix. Grand Theft Auto broke, and I need my fix. I don't know. So that's a really good point, though. Social networking needs to stop. It just and everyone has their own social network these days. It's just you're done. Social networking, come on. We have one, maybe two.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter. Leave us alone.
What?
Yeah. I don't really want a wall of whatever my
Why-
friends
why-
are doing
wait,
gaming
did
wise.
we stop using MySpace?
Oh,
I know, MySpace was the greatest. What happened? How
I
did
know.
Facebook
I
go there?
loved
Pornbots-
all the
pornbots happened.
customizable
I hated
games.
MySpace.
Porn
I
bots
thought
happened.
MySpace was so
The
much
games-
customization.
the games
I
were-
know. I could have sparkles and
Yeah,
annoying music.
Games
playing,
ruined MySpace.
No, games are ruining
It's
Facebook because
Two, yeah, same thing.
No, because games on MySpace you just clicked over and went to it. It didn't didn't automatically post things onto your freaking MySpace.
That's a
No.
good point.
It didn't need permissions of all your account access. It just you played it and it was fun. I
Zanga
remember
ruined.
Vampires and Mafia, Mafia Wars and Vampire Wars.
Yeah, Zanga ruined Facebook.
Zanga, who is that guy?
Zanga made Farmville. Zanga's responsible for
Yeah, but
buying
who
my
is that
favorite
guy?
phone
Where is
game,
that
Draw
guy?
Something.
We need to find him.
I want to find Zanga. I heard they were doing poor too. I heard they weren't doing well, and I was so happy.
Well, I mean, not that we're happy that people are doing bad.
I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I think what Zanga I just hate them as a company.
Well, the thing is, people are sheep.
Yeah.
Not those of you listening. People who don't listen to the podcast are sheep. Convert people to non-sheep.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to quickly thank everyone for writing us on the Everything Noob website. You can always write us about whatever, even if I don't post a comment on Twitter. Just, whatever you want. If you wanted us to quickly mention it on the show, hit us up. And you can even write anonymously. You can put whatever name you want in there. And just don't be inappropriate, and we could read it on the show.
Indeed.
So, everythingnoob.com. Why don't we get into the Mad Lib for tonight?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I have
indeed.
the Mad Lib.
I've pulled one up,
Do we have that up? Oh, yes.
and we'll start with Jemmy,
All right.
Bubadi, then Lita. We need a verb.
Sigh.
Sigh. Adjective.
Hastily.
Hastily. Okay, I need a silly word.
Bamboozle.
I like that word. Okay, a number.
17.
17.
She's young.
A noun. Wow, Lito. Of course, you
1
pointed
year
out.
away.
Noun.
I did.
Pedophile.
She's at the age of consent, though.
Pedophile.
Okay, pedophile it is. Adjective.
Adjective. How about
Creepy.
Yeah, creepy. Let's go there. Let's see what we can come up with.
A noun.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yes.
Occupation.
Pedophile.
That's not an
that word.
occupation.
No, obviously not.
Paid.
How about
Gynecologist.
child labor or something?
Gynecologist.
Gynecologist.
Photographer.
Child labor.
Amount of time, Lito.
Amount of time. 20
Time
years.
it takes you to get them in the van. 20
No,
years?
that's the time it's going to cost you when you get in trouble.
Okay. A verb.
They gotta find the bodies. Oh.
Lito is not a pedophile, by the way. I'm just gonna go on record to say, like, we're just giving him, we're
Blushing.
busting his
Blush.
chops. Blush?
Busting the pedo's chops.
Okay, a place.
He's not doing enough.
Wow.
We need a place.
Oh, for me?
Who?
Yes, Boombody.
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Okay, a verb ending in ed.
How about run? No, just kidding.
Right.
How
Arrested.
about, crawled.
Crawled.
Oh, God.
Okay, a noun plural.
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Okay, an adjective.
Soaked.
Soaked. A verb ending in ing.
Walking.
Walking. And then a verb.
Coloring. Or color.
Color. A verb?
Yeah, to color.
Oh, to color? Okay.
Oh, okay, color.
All right, this one is called Mission Impossible 2. All right.
It's gotta be good.
Good morning, Mr. Hunt. Your mission, should you choose to cite it, involves recovery of a hastily item designated bamboozle. All right. You may select 17 pedophile members, but it is creepy that the third member of your pedophile be Nan Nordhoff Hall. Why do they have to put the name in there? Come on. Anyway, she is a Spider-Man and is highly capable of professional gynecologist.
Oh, man.
Get the web up in there.
Ew. You must have 20 years to blush, Miss Hall, and meet in Lithuania to receive your assignment. As always, should any member of your pedophile be caught or crawled, the secretary will disavow all knowledge of pumpkins. And Mr. Hunt, next time you go on holiday, please be soaked enough to let us know where you're walking. This message will self-color in 5 seconds. Not bad.
That one was, he just picked things out.
Yeah. I read through a little bit before I chose it, and I thought, okay, this could work, or, there's some hit or miss points in it. It wasn't bad.
No.
Not bad.
It all boils
I know
down to the
nothing about
words that are
pumpkin.
picked. It all boils down to the words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pedophile.
17 pedophile members.
It's a pretty large team of pedophiles.
You
That's
really
scary.
you really need to go to NAMBLA to find that kind of number of pedophiles.
Oh my God.
I need 20 years to complete the mission.
Please note, NAMBLA will not be linked in the show notes.
That's
You'll
NAMBLA,
have
the
to
North
find that
American
on your
Boy
own.
Loving Association, not the
What
North
is
American
that?
Marlon Brando
Marlon
Because there are
Brando.
2 separate organizations. Okay.
Okay, let's
And
anyway.
and the Marlon Brando look-alike
Moving on.
from the North American Boy Lovers.
Oh, it's South Park.
South Park. Ah. So what's our next one there, Mr.
Well,
Vortex?
I know you were talking about the Tesla thing. We don't have a lot of time left. I did want to bring up the Star Trek thing. I've been dying to bring this up for the past couple of weeks now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I just think, what? You were the most excited person when I talked to you about
I was
this.
excited, and then I found out some things about it.
What did you find out?
That you can't play alone.
You really can't play alone?
No.
Oh, well, we'll have to play it together.
Oh.
And you may or may not have to have a computer running it by itself.
Like a separate host computer?
Like a host server, yeah.
Weird. Well, basically what we're talking about, there's a new-ish game out there.
Called Artemis.
Artemis.
And it is a space bridge simulator game. So basically, without infringing any copyrights, you could be like Captain Quark of the USS Enterprise And you can go Star Trekking across the universe.
Yes, you can trek the
Cosmos.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, you each person logs into to a game, and you either are the pilot or the weapons officer or the engineer or the science officer, and basically one person kind of takes the role of
the captain,
the commander, the captain, and basically all you get is your term or what you would see on your terminal as that officer. You got to work together, and there's combat. And basically it's a Star Trek, old style Star Trek sim. Like original series mixed with a little bit of TNG.
I thought it was the coolest thing. The coolest thing about it is it was originally designed that you had to play it in a living room full of computers and people. Yeah, only LAN.
Originally only LAN.
And their envision for the developers' envisionment of it was you would have a projector on the wall with a big screen so everyone could see, and then everyone would have a separate computer.
Monitor.
Yeah,
right.
Everyone have their own separate thing,
mm-hmm.
And then you'd all sit there, and it'd be like a big party game. But the thing is, no one has all this equipment laying around their home, so people would probably have to bring laptops and all this other crap, and it would take way too long to set up.
It is a great LAN party. I'm sure it's a great LAN party game. It costs $40. But you can, with that $40, you can install it on 6.
I think it's 5 or 6 machines.
5 or 6, it's like 5 to 7 machines. And there is a trial. You can get it on Artemis. I forget what the name of the thing is. I'll put it in the show notes. But there is the free trial where you can either play as the pilot or the weapons officer. You play you two of them that you can play as. But no, I really want to play it. It's just I don't have anyone to play with, and
don't they have integration for a projector screen so you can project the front of the ship out in front of you?
Well, no, it's just a view screen.
I saw a projector showing the entire ship, a really small version of it flying around.
Yeah,
that's what the one you log into. That's what you see on that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's a really complex thing, but they finally made it so you can play with your friends on a network. Because they realized that the guy said, I didn't want to do this, but I realized people play games differently than, I would like them to. So I made
how old is this guy?
version.
Like 80?
He's probably up there.
He's in his 50s, 40s, 50s.
He's against the internet.
Well, but I mean, if you make something and you have an envisionment for it, you want to work towards that envisionment. And his envisionment is to make it a LAN game. Yeah, party game.
Yeah, but
and he's
technology
adapting,
has
advanced. Adapting to reach a broader audience. Like all of us, if all 4 of us actually wanted to play, Jimmy.
I don't.
She who looks like the undead right now.
I'm sorry.
You do.
I look like hell today. I know.
You look as pale as an Edward.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sparkly though. So.
You don't sparkle in the sunlight?
No.
Now that we can see.
Bummer.
Simulation role playing, LARPing. I can't get into it.
You don't have to LARP. You just there's videos of people doing it that way, but
I will LARP.
I was gonna say, there's always at least 1 or 2 guys who really gets way into it.
Oh, I will. Honor must be served.
See, there you go. He's already that guy.
I thought it'd be cool for all of us to do it if we managed to pick up the game.
You say? Hold on. Sorry. Wait, you say you don't RP, yet you want in on a D&D.
That's different. It's different. If you show up in a costume. And
I'm not showing up in a costume. I'm sitting at my desk. I don't have a rippled forehead to put on and Klingon battle armor. I don't. I have friends that do. I don't.
But it's a little different because it's awkward for everybody to RP, and they have to RP at moments, and then they step out of character. When you're doing that, the guy never leaves character.
I don't think you need to be in character. You just have to be able to perform your task.
That's the thing. For D&D, you need to be in character. For this, Like, why are you in? Yeah, you don't have to.
You don't have to, but you could. So but what you said was, I don't want to play it because it's RPing. That is what you said.
No, I said because somebody always gets too into it.
Okay, well then you just get into it yourself.
Oh yeah,
Join them.
Join them.
Join
One of
us.
One of us.
One of us.
One of us.
I thought it'd be cool for all of us to pick up. You know, we'll probably, I don't know. We'll think about it and see if it's really that involved. Because I only have, you know, this computer I can run it on, and if we need a host computer, that's going to be kind of rough. But I thought, you know, we could all take a day to get together and live stream it. I think it would be kind of fun.
Sunday.
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of.
Saturday. I would like to do that. I really would.
So we'll get back to everyone on that. I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be fun.
I'm a doctor, not an RPer.
What if we make Jemmy the communications person? So it's like the most boring job.
Yes, something's coming through on transmission. I don't think they have the communications. I think they did break it up. I think they did break it up into weapons, helm, science, engineer. I think that was the 4.
Well, no, I don't remember science. I remember. I remember a communication. I watched a video where there's someone who's receiving messages from the other ships, and she's like, I remember because it was really funny.
I think that was like that like cheeky one though.
It was kind of silly.
Is there a possibility where you can communicate with other ships who are other groups of people playing?
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. I think right now it's only co-op. There's no online mode, which kind of blows. But it's still under development. It looks like it's been around for a while.
Still
but
under development, yeah.
You know, I'm sure that's a goal of theirs.
And there's an iOS version for only $2.99 in the App Store.
An iOS version.
Yep.
I wonder how that works.
Apple iOS version.
Does everyone need an iPhone? Because that'd be a lot easier.
I don't have an iPhone or an iPad.
So you're buying me an iPhone.
You have to have an iTunes account.
Well, can you play that one by yourself? Is what I'm asking, basically.
Possibly. Let me see. I'm trying to see what all the actual positions are.
Yeah, it's important to know what the positions are. While you look for that, though, we do get
the positions.
Helm and weapons console is the demo.
Okay, so 2 people demo, pretty much. So you and I can get that and try it out.
No. The demo will allow you to take control of either the helm or the weapons console. So that's basically like, let's say we get the game, right? We can download it on the 6 or 7 copies or whatever, right? And then someone wants to come in and guess. Well, they can only be that or that without, getting it. So you can actually have people come in and play that don't actually own the game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's
you're just
cool.
limited to those 2 options.
Well, we'll probably talk about this off camera. We'll see if we can all arrange this somehow. Maybe pitch in a few bucks and we can get ourselves. Jemmy's like frowning. She's like, I do not want to be a part of this.
I don't want to do it.
We'll replace Jemmy with someone a little more positive. And
what? I didn't say it would be positive. I mean, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it.
You don't gotta do anything.
Well, that's true.
We don't want to force you.
I don't want to play games with my friends.
And Lito hasn't said a word.
Okay, so the positions are helm, weapons,
need
science,
a link to it.
Engineering, and comm.
Those aren't the positions I'm familiar with.
Comm, I think, is the one that you communicate with, right?
Yeah, that's comms, yeah.
And then you have the captain who doesn't really have a computer. He just barks the orders.
Only helm and weapons are required to play the game. So basically...
2 people can play it. Minimum.
Yeah, minimum.
Okay. I think
I've got to download it, so I think later we should try this out.
If I was rich, I would devote a whole room in my house to this, like a theater room with 5 computers. That'd be so amazing.
Not.
Come on.
Totally have it set up like
you would not.
If I was rich, why not?
If I was rich, I'd totally recreate the bridge of the Enterprise and do this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
America!
I don't know you guys.
America. Yeah, exactly. All right. That sound means it's time to go. Right? We have to go.
It's time to go?
It is. So thank you for joining us. You can find everything, for the most part, that we talked about in the show notes. We got most of our PlayStation info from the PlayStation 4 blog. I will be linking that on the very top. Be sure to check those out at everythingnoob.com, as well as write us. You can write us all the time. It's there for you, and
Yep.
yeah, we'll see you
We
next
read 'em
week.
all. We get a lot of them, but we read them all.
Yes. All right.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios.
Thank you for listening to this installment of the Everything Noob podcast. Don't miss a live recording of our podcast on twitch.tv/enoobs, recorded every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. For information on everything you heard in tonight's show, visit everythingnoob.com and check out the show notes. There you will also find all of our past episodes, host bios, our Twitter feed, and a place to even ask us questions, which we may answer during the show. See you next week, and happy gaming.